to always pop up on things in Orange County. That there's a network of justifiable entities that basically write support letters for certain things that are all basically housed. Those entities are basically manned by people who were assigned and not really elected, and basically have no we as the public have no recourse to getting them out of those. So they basically, you have an effort. You set up a number of agencies. They all have interesting titles and letterheads and logos, and they all write letters of support for different projects and different things, now seemingly justifying the legitimacy of those projects. And yet all these people that are adding their names, signatures to those front cover pages with nice logos and impressive names, it is a shell that basically has already been set up to do nothing but to give support for these things and a sense of legitimacy, when in fact it isn't.
Right.
So, so yes, we do have a problem in Orange County, and I think we shall see how it will play out this time around, because I think people are more aware a little bit, but it is still local politics. It's still last minute, and people are busy.
They're busy. I mean, I'll tell you, as I go knocking on doors, you'll get a lot of good conversations. You'll get a lot of people that aren't home. And then you'll get this select few that are just like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And you're like, how are you not interested in the daily, doings in your own community?
Right.
I mean, I can understand if you're not interested in a higher office, that's not going to affect you directly. But city council is something that's going to affect you on a daily basis.
Well, I'll tell you, I think, unfortunately, and you and I probably have I came to this country at an age where I could remember coming to this country, right? And becoming a citizen. And I came from places where we didn't have the ability to enact change through voting, to have our voice heard, to step up and actually verbalize what it is that our wishes would be to make things better than we find them, right? And I think there's a couple of things, because I've found myself, I've been here for long enough, I have found myself in a point of complacency. I have found myself in a situation where I would say, why am I even bothering? Because the system is either too rigged, it's too entrenched, I'm not going to make a difference, it really doesn't matter, all of this stuff. And at the same time, if you abdicate your responsibilities as a voter and a person who's a citizen of this country to basically voice your opinion, if you abdicate that, you are basically throwing away something that a lot of people in the world would give their right arm for.
Oh, exactly. I think people have kind of become complacent in not realizing that their vote is their power.
Yeah.
No matter how much money is put into campaigns and elections, at the end of the day, if you're voting for someone that you believe is going to do the right thing, you can make that difference.
When I will say also, there is a machine in place that basically has a purpose to try to disincentivize people.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because if you had a really engaged, active voting body of people, regardless of where your ideologies lie, regardless of which way you may vote on any issue, that is a chaotic, uncontrollable, unpredictable scenario for some people that have vested interests and personal agendas. And so for you to be disincentivized from showing up and participating is a way to basically manage that chaotic potential, that chaos factor, right? And I think it's unfortunate that people basically fall for that, and they feel disenfranchised. That being said, local politics being said, we all have particular issues that are unique to communities. But we also have in Orange County issues that, especially of late, have more of a universal thing that's happening. All cities are suffering from, I think, affordability housing. A lot of cities that are built out are suffering, not necessarily so much in the case of Irvine, because there's still a lot of room that can be developed, but affordable housing. Senior communities, a lot of Orange County is becoming more aged.
Exactly.
We're losing youth because of the affordability factor. The minute you say affordable housing, everybody thinks it's tenement and projects, right? Because they've basically...
Well, Irvine, I think they do a really good job of the affordable housing units that they put in, but at the same time, they're so limited where you have, for each project, you've got people from 800 to 1,500 on waiting lists.
Right, so the demand outstrips the supply.
Exactly.
And I remember when I was more on the development side of it. I remember where we prided on ourselves of being able to basically do an in lieu of fees, and make it the city's problem to build affordable housing versus fulfill the requirement by law, which is to have a certain number of units if our development actually handle that.
Right.
Right.
So in Irvine, we have a combination of two. So any new development, we do require, I think it's 15% to be affordable,
Yeah.
but then it's tiered. So it doesn't have to be the low. It can be the medium low or the, whatever their percentages are, which is not really covering what affordable housing means. And then there's fees that the developers pay into,
Right.
which is the Irvine Land Trust, which
Yeah.
basically has permanent affordable housing. But when you look at
But you're still under supplied.
exactly.
And let me just add this. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but when you say affordable housing in Orange County, it's not like saying affordable housing in I don't know. I'm going to pick on a state in the south, but I apologize before I even go there. Mobile, Alabama. The level of what it means to be subject or qualifying for affordable housing is a totally different scenario.
Oh, yeah.
When you look at the paper recently and you're being told that $80,000+ a year